Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 161 of the Talking the Line podcast on this beautiful Thursday of bets, also known as November the 11th in the year of 2021. Thank you so much for choosing to stop by today. We have another loaded show on tap coming live and in prime time. But before we get into that aforementioned live show, please take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL Pod on. If you are watching on YouTube or one of our social media platforms, make sure you hit that subscribe button there, like, follow, everything in between. But if you're on YouTube, hit that notification bell so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping from the TTL crew. But if you are listening on your favorite podcast directory, make sure you hit it there, as well as we always release the audio of every episode after each live show is complete. Next item up on the docket, if you could be so kind while you're just sitting here listening to a couple of cool cats go back and forth today, if you can find it in your heart, go ahead, hit that like button, leave us a comment, leave us a rating, jump on over yonder in the live chat. If you could be so kind, we'll answer your shows right live here on the show. Maybe hit that share button down there as well. Send it on over to your brothers, sisters, friends, enemies, uncles, aunts, neighbors, people that live 150 miles away from you, anybody in between who likes cash and tickets, because let me tell you, friends, the TTL Pod is for all. First time better to the Daily Degenerate, and we cannot tell you how much we appreciate it when you do, and it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Last, certainly not least, head on over to this episode's description where you will find the Talking the Line link tree. Looking for more TTL nonsense? Well, it's all in one convenient location there. You will see the talkingtheline.com website, all of the TTL crew's social platforms, and our additional content, so you can consume all of that jazz however and whenever you please. ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful gambling people, joining us for episode number 161. I am your honored, humbled, hyped, and always handicapping host, Colton, Cap and Colt Sroka. Might soon change to mid-major Colt because I got the target acquired on more mid-majors today, baby. College basketball is chugga steaming down the tracks, and I am all about it. Inject it straight into the veins. Now, my friends, you can see the energy I'm bringing, but there's another man who's got even more energy to bring to this here podcast. A man whose presence I have failed to acknowledge so far today, but no more. Let me bring him on in, the co-host of the Talking the Line podcast, as well as the Wise Words podcast and Cup of Joe on Campus live streamed every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. The man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend and TTL resident Southsider and cheesehead himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
My man, I am not doing too bad myself over here in a rainy, windy city day. But hey, as you always say, we're bringing the sunshine ourselves, my man. I am just as juiced as you are. We've got NFL to talk about today. We've got NBA to talk about. We've got college football. We've got college basketball. A little bit of a mini sports equinox, if you will. So I'm ready to get dove deep into this stuff. We don't have, a ton of action all across the board, but we got a little bit of everything. Am I right or am I wrong?
You are correct, and we are going to get dove deep into it. You're right. Little bit of rainy weather here in the Windy City. Looks like the old video connection might be just a little bit blurry here as we start the show for you, but it's going to come along. No worries. We just got a little bit of storm passing overhead. Don't y'all worry. You'll be able to see his pretty face live and in primetime very soon. It's already starting to clear up as we speak. But hey, that doesn't matter, because we're making our own sunshine here on the TTL Pod, my friend. So if you came here looking for toxicity, negativity, terrible vibes, you came to the wrong spot. I suggest you see door, exit stage left, because nothing but good vibes, good energy, love, prosperity, everything in between coming out from the crew here today. Now,
So much love.
I got another, I'm going to be spreading some love here today, because there has been, let me preface this before we get into everything, and partner, we recap yesterday's best bets. A lot of negativity going around the timeline, just in general. And, just people who give out picks or maybe want to give out insights or whatever the case might be. My best advice to you would be that maybe check who you're getting your picks from or your insights, your analysis or whatever. And maybe just take a fucking gander if they have this right in prime time on a social media platform and not hiding behind a fake avatar or not even recapping their plays or whatever. I mean, hey, to each his own, to what you want to do, no big deal. But this time of the year, a lot of people come crawling out of the woodwork again, if you will, and been noticing it, and it's all good. It's all fine. We've been grinding for a year. We got the connections, no problem. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but again, good vibes, good positivity, but watch where you guys are getting your stuff from, I will tell you that. As for this show. Oh, go ahead.
There are some serious traps. I've had someone actually tell me that they have friends that are actual traps where they have recaps on whether it's Instagram or Twitter, and they say, oh, I went 4-1 yesterday, look at all this, and then they suck you in to pay you money.
Yep.
And then they don't actually give you those winning picks because they didn't actually give you those, didn't actually win those picks. So,
and that's something we've said from the beginning. We will not charge for our picks because obviously we're not 10, 20-year experts in the business, but also at the same time is that we love to do this. We're not going to put you in a position where, oh, you got to pay to get all this. I mean, it's so much more fun this way to connect with you guys, to talk back and forth. Why do we want to sell picks and all this nonsense? And you're right, partner. I've seen that already too. Guys that'll put out a card and this is a guaranteed winner. And I read some DMs and like, first of all, like how are you the person who fell into that trap? Like, how are you going back and forth in that DM message and that's not raising some red flags in your head? Right. I don't know. I don't understand. Either way, off my soapbox. We'll get into that in the second half of the show, but just kind of wanted to say that as we open up here today. And may or may not be the guys who actually show their face and have the cojones to sit in front of a camera and say, hey, here's what we're doing. Hey, here's when I fuck up. Hey, here's when I cash, and right along with us. So there you go. There you have it. Now, I did mention yesterday's best bets of the day. Not a terrible day for the crew. So, of course, as always, regardless of if it's a terrible day or a terrific day, we're a full transparency show. T squared there for you in prime time if you're keeping up. Come on, let's go. Here we go. It's time to wake up. I've had the caffeine flowing. It's time to recap all of yesterday's best bets of the day. And boy, oh boy, partner, did you absolutely destroy the books yesterday, my friend.
Had a nice day out of the NBA, my friend.
2-1.
Raptors, though.
Oh, those damn Raptors. And, it was honestly, I'll take as much blame for it as any of us, because we went back and forth on the Raptors for a little while, and that we kind of settled on the Raptors, and honestly, we both knew how valuable OKC was, and we just kind of decided to not go that direction, and I ended up sprinkling post-show Moneyline on the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Hornets, which were two teams we talked about, so son of a bitch, the parlay pop-off doesn't hit.
No, sir, but the NBA is starting to pick up some actual trends that follow these days.
That is very, very correct, my friend. I couldn't have said it better myself. Had a not the worst day on the planet myself, 1-1. Didn't give it out anything crazy. Kind of a break-even day across the board for me. My show's off the play, or my plays off the show, rather, too. Got my boys, Northern Colorado. Let's go. Bears back in action. Are you kidding me? And then that under between Buffalo and Michigan, that was dead from the jump. I don't know why Michigan was trying to boat race them. They were taking shots in 4 seconds into their clock, and it just made absolutely no sense to me. It's not how I saw the tempo of the game going, so tweeted out last night, but that one's on me. Hey, I see a 3-0 college basketball day coming from me, my friends. The stars are aligning. I'm done testing. I think I found a couple key things I'm going to start zoning in on, and it's time to go. Now we go. Wednesday Warrior, speaking of now we go, still fucking chugging, friends. Baby. The Bulls are back. Moving, grooving, shaking, 360 dunking their way through the competition. Bulls -4 cashes with ease. We told you we were fine with the line movement up to 4. As for the Moneyline Dice above us, coming out of the penalty box, serving that 1-game suspension for their fucking antics on Tuesday's show. We did not have a roll yesterday. They will be gracing us with their presence today. They are live on set. So if you are a fan of the TTL Pod and the Moneyline Dice segment, don't worry. They're coming back today. They've served their 1-game suspension, just so you all are aware.
Better tread lightly, though.
Better tread lightly is a doggone right thing to say there, pal. So there you go. There you have it. All of the TTL crew's best bets of the day. All right. So without further ado, let's see here. What is coming up on today's show, my friends? Well, it's the usual. RMags best bets, my best bets, and special play of the day, Moneyline Dice Roll. Mags has one pick coming at you today, one NBA play, and I got 3 college basketball plays. If you came here wanting a little NFL action, a little college football action, no best bets on that today, but we will talk about some of our leans second half of the show once we get into RMags Sidebar. A little bit of banter, some always important TTL announcements, and then my motivation minutes. But wrapping up the first half of the show, today's special play, the Twofer Tuddie Thursday Parlay. And we actually added another T to this week's parlay, so you're going to have to stay tuned to see what might that T be. If you're a fan of the NFL, maybe you just know a position that starts with a T.
A little left tackle touchdown action?
Who's to say? Who am I? Who's to say?
Not that.
Probably not. All that being said, that'll wrap up the first half. Then we'll get into that aforementioned second half, talk some shit, talk some nonsense, get you guys some inspiration, then get you on about your Thursdays and ready for some good old-fashioned ticket cashing. So for now, my friend, anything I missed, delayed on, didn't talk about before we get into it, and we don't talk about any more nonsense until the second half?
Doesn't look like it. Looks like Myles Garrett might be a little banged up. Sounds like he's going to be ready to go on Sunday, though.
I liking the Patriots -1.5 more and more day by day. We'll talk about that later. Obviously, bring you the bets on tomorrow's show. But for now, stop all the drama, quit all the banter, cut the gossip that you could go to every other sports media outlet and get. You come to the TTL Pod for the stone cold locks, picks, insights, analysis, and everything in between. Good vibes, analysis, laughs, comedy, motivation, all of it. But most importantly, running tickets to the window with the TTL crew all day and night long. So without further ado, my friends, it's time to get into today's show with the first segment of the day, RMags best bets of the day. Now, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. We will be sure to answer them live on the show, whether they are to do with a bet we're breaking down, one we're not, or something completely outside of the box. Drop it down. We want to connect with you guys. But before we do all that, one final item here to complete. Hey, partner, to me, to you, to all you beautiful people sipping the black elixir of the gods on this gorgeous Thursday of bets. Take your sip.
Need a fake
and when you
clink
do, yeah, that would be sick. Figure that out. When you do, partner, you have the floor.
Alrighty, my man. So I am keeping it light today with one play. At least for now. Wasn't in love with too many of these slates, a lot of leans, but there is one play that I am very much a fan of today out of the NBA, small split out of the NBA. But we've got the Heat and the Clippers, and I am going to the Clippers. I caught them at -2.5. It is jumping around, looks like -3, 3.5. Still like it at that number, like it all the way up to 4. Wouldn't probably go past -4. I don't know what your thoughts on that are, partner, but I still really like this play. First of all, the Heat are coming off of a back-to-back against the Lakers yesterday, in which they lost outright. And the Clips are coming off a 1 day of rest. And this Clippers team partner right now is playing as good as anybody in the league right now. And I know I said that up until this point about the Heat, but the Heat have their wheels have fallen off, for lack of a better term, at least over the last week or so. They've lost 3 of their last 4 and failed to cover in those games as well. And like I said, went from the hottest team to arguably the coldest team, at least over this last week. And this Clippers team partner, 5 straight up, 4 straight ATS. And in this meeting between these two teams, Clippers are 5-0 straight up and 5-0 ATS last 5 between the two teams. Heat are 4-9 ATS last 13 in LA. This Clippers team is going to play the right amount of defense, at least the right amount of intensity, I should say, on defense, and they match up really well to this Heat team, to say the least. So I think this Heat offense that has been struggling over the last week, I said, the first couple weeks of the season, they had been doing enough on offense to subside the fantastic defense that they've been playing, but that hasn't been the case over the last week, and I think that continues here on the back-to-back tonight. Despite the loss, I don't see it as a bounce-back spot here. I see the Clippers continuing to roll. Might be a big win again here, and the Heat might be struggling to score 100 points. They might be down in the 80s, 90s once again here. 2 of the last 4, they've been in that range there. So I think we see that again, and I like the Clippers. Whether it's -2.5, 3, 3.5, I like all those numbers. So give me the Clippers at home tonight to take down the Heat.
I agree with you. I think that all the values out of it at this point, I think you needed to get it at 2.5 or less than that. Not as comfortable with the 4 or even to the 3.5. It's become a serious public side, especially with how bad the Heat have playing. So at the same time, sometimes that really doesn't matter here early on in the season. So the only thing that gives me a little bit of concern is just obviously that line movement. You can definitely say that the books honored that. They definitely needed to today. I think they messed that up, right. But I think it might be right around in that ballpark. But then again, I just don't know how the Heat take care of business. No Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler will most likely play, but I say no Jimmy Butler because he did get a little banged up, and I would not be surprised if he ends up sitting out. So, right. In my opinion, I think it's valuable. I think you got it at the right number. I would be very tentative to rip it at -4.5 at this point in the game, but I think you got it.
It's 4.5. Sure. 4.5. I'm tentative, and any less than 4, I'm all good with.
Okay, well, there you go. There you have it, Mags. Anything else you need to drop down, dude?
No, sir. That's about all I got.
All right. Well, there you go. There you have it. RMags best bets of the day. Let's keep this proverbial podcast train steaming down the tracks with the second segment of the day, my best bets of the day, my friends. Well, I got 3 coming at you. 3 that I think are extremely valuable and the lines are a little bit wrong. So one that I know was for sure wrong because the books closed the markets this morning on this matchup and immediately dropped it down 2 points. Not sure if it's dropped down any more as of yet, but I'm going to the Air Force Falcons against the South Dakota Coyotes, and I am taking the Air Force Falcons plus 9.5. I am still comfortable with it at the plus 7.5. Would not go any lower than plus 6.5, though. That is right where I put this line at 6.5. And I think the Air Force Falcons give South Dakota all that they can handle. South Dak is being incredibly overvalued, my friends, and they are 3-7 ATS in their last 10 overall to give you evidence of that. They don't deserve to be favored at all in this game. And right now, I look through some of the roster changes from last year into this year, and they lost a lot of key scorers. So I think they have a seriously tough time putting the ball in net. And I think the books realize that. They were like, oh shit, they lost those players? How do we not know about that? Well, it's because it's a small mid-major, and your boy does. So rock with me, but a couple of key factors that I'm going to let you guys know about too. Air Force is, it's going to really depend for Air Force to continue to be successful in these areas is kind of how I wanted to segue this. So shooting, they finished 81st in expected field goal percent per Ken Pom in 2021. So I think they continue on that as well with AJ Walker and Nick Jackson, two guys that I want you to take note of. Both of those guys are floor generals, and they are going to have some success here today. They are proven players, even though that Air Force team might be a little young, a little less cohesion. I love those two guys to absolutely dominate on the floor today. Turnovers for the Falcons defense, they finished 41st in the nation in turnover percent on defense, adjusted turnover percent too as well in 2021. And then tempo, they are outside the top 300 in tempo in 2021. So they lean on the turnovers, they lean on the shooting, and they slow it way, way, way down and frustrate the hell out of their opponents. And I think that is exactly what they do to South Dakota. Now, I mentioned AJ Walker. I mentioned Nick Jackson. I can't name a single other player on South Dakota, at least in the same vein as I can on Air Force. I have no idea what those guys are going to do, and I think that they might come out and lay a serious egg. You don't believe me? Believe the trends. Air Force, 20-9 ATS, last 29 as a neutral site dog. That's right, this is at a neutral site. South Dak, 2-8 ATS last 10 neutral games, 1-4 ATS last 5 as a neutral favorite. South Dakota is also 2-5 ATS their last 7. You know I am a homer for them. Thursday games, and Air Force is 2-0 ATS, 2-0 straight up in the last 2 meetings with South Dakota at a neutral site game. Give me all of the Air Force Falcons. Plus 9.5, what I locked it in at. I'm comfortable with plus 7.5. Do not go plus 6.5 for my first best bet of the day.
I like it, my man. I don't know if I'll be riding with you, but you definitely have me interested.
It's all right. You don't have the Coyones to back mid-major. It's fine. If it doesn't have Big 10, Big 12, ACC, or AAC associated with it, you don't like backing it. It's all right.
That's not, at least at this point in the season.
Prime line movement. Prime line movement. At this point in the season is when you got to get the fucking value, because then the books start figuring out Northwest, East, left out university, and you can't find the value. So that's when you got to know about it, and your boy knows about it. So Air Force plus 9.5. Second best bet of the day. Another team that is incredibly undervalued going to the matchup between the UC Riverside, University of Cal Riverside. Not really sure what the hell there are. I got to look that up. But they're going against the Arizona State Sun Devils, my friend. Maybe, partner, you help me out with the team name there for your old UC Riverside. I know they're not the Tritons. They're all some type of nautical instrument or something or other. But that is not the point here, my friends. What the point is that I think I've zeroed in this 9.5, 10 is the setup line for favorites so far here early on in the season. I got burned with VCU, and I've tracked a couple other plays, and it's one that I'm really starting to kind of take note of. We have, even though it's only been 2 days now, there still has been a solid sample size of these games. I think this is one of those numbers. And yet another team I just talked about in my previous analysis that is being extremely overvalued. Arizona State, they were just simply not that good last year, and by every account, there is no way they need to be favored by 9.5 or more than probably 6.5 in this game. I put the line right there as well. A couple of key factors I'm looking at here. These teams are really, 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 really even. As far as KenPom goes, in adjusted efficiency margin, Arizona State is plus 9.85, and UCR is only plus 8.03. So very, very close in efficiency. As far as offense and defensive efficiency, a little bit more micro rather, Arizona State 167th in offensive efficiency and 270th in defensive efficiency last year. And then you look at Riverside, 115th in offensive efficiency and 22nd in defensive efficiency. Both of those are raw stats, not adjusted, both from 2021. And then one final factor I'm looking at is the rebounding. Riverside 27th in defensive rebounding percent per KenPom. That's adjusted in 2021. Outside of the top 200 in offensive rebounding, but The Arizona State Sun Devils, 325th in the nation in offensive rebounding percent adjusted, as well as 254th in defensive rebounding percent. So I think that Riverside is going to control the glass. I think they're going to control it offensively and defensively, and I think this game is going to be a lot closer than 10 points, maybe even only 2 or 3. One final thing I'm looking at before I give you all my trends, as always, Riverside's 0-1 ATS, but if you look, it was a 53-66 loss as a 12.5-point underdog. They lost it by the hook, my friends. This is a setup line. You look at Arizona State, they're 0-1 ATS. They failed to cover 22. They won by 16 against a much lesser opponent than Riverside. And this line, I think, is not enough of an overreaction. It needs to be way farther down. I don't think it's enough of an adjustment in the market. That is why I love Riverside today. But you don't believe me, believe the trends. Riverside, 5-2-1 ATS last 8 as a road puppy. Arizona State, 8-20 ATS last 28 home games. 5-15-1 ATS last 21 following an ATS loss, and 0-6 ATS last 6 following a straight-up win. Arizona State's also 7-22 their last 29 as a favorite, 3-12 ATS last 15 as a home favorite, and 0-5 ATS. You didn't think I would leave it out. Last 5 Thursday games. Give me all a UCR. Partner, did you find the team name?
The Highlanders.
The Highlanders, University of Cal Riverside Highlanders plus 10 plus 9.5. Again, if it keeps dropping, keep taking it. I am fine with 6.5 once again. Lock it in for my second best bet of the day.
I think you got me over to that one for sure. I am interested in that one because I think San Diego State, the team that Riverside lost to a couple days ago, I think they're a better team than Arizona State is.
100%. And they lost it by a hook, so give me all of that action.
For sure. I'm interested.
So, final best bet coming from me, third and final. And you might think, oh my gosh, is this guy a homer for this team? Is this what Colt's going to be doing right now? 100% I'm a homer for this team. But I don't just blindly back them. I make sure that there is some solid value. And my boys are back on tap, playing a back-to-back, but so is the team that they're playing them. So I think they got some serious value. I'm going back to the Northern Colorado Bears tonight, my friends, minus 1.5. I don't think you need to worry about trying to play them on the money line because I think this is a setup line for Hawaii. Let me tell you why. If you look ATS-wise, Northern Colorado's 1-0 ATS after yesterday. Obviously, we got him at a good number if you tuned in early. If you didn't, you got him at a pick'em. But either way, they still covered. Now, Hawaii, 0-0 ATS. How are they 0-0 ATS when they've already played a doggone game? Oh, that's right. They played Hawaii high-low. So they didn't even have an ATS number set, my friends. The books didn't even know what the hell to do because they knew they were going to blow them out, and they didn't want to get absolutely ransacked. So you look at today, how in the world is this now all the way down for them to be a 1.5-point underdog after Northern Colorado let Pacific back in the game? Oh, you better give me all of the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. I don't think so, my friends. It's a setup in their favor. Northern Colorado is going to take care of this. I'll tell you some trends, but there are a few key areas that I know Northern Colorado is going to dominate in. Number one is tempo. Northern Colorado ranked 189th, or it's currently ranked 189th. Hawaii, 245th. Northern Colorado is going to have more time to get out, more time to run, get a couple more of those critical positions or possessions that I talked about on yesterday's show that came to fruition because of that tempo. Another one, rebounding. Northern Colorado, 46th in the nation in defensive rebounding. Hawaii, 127th in the nation in offensive rebounding. I love Northern Colorado stop any additional attempts. I don't think that's going to be any problem for them to clean up the glass on both sides of the floor, and I think that's going to be something that you're really going to want to key on here for the Bears. Last but not least, continuity, my friends. This is a KenPom stat that I've been looking into, and I really like it because Northern Colorado, 79th in the nation in continuity per KenPom. Hawaii, 266th. Hawaii has a very new team, lacks a lot of that chemistry. We saw the chemistry that Northern Colorado has last night with their returning studs. They didn't let many guys go. They brought in some good talent. I watched this team. They're my Big Sky darlings. I'm telling you, that 79th rating is absolutely perfect for where they're at, and I think their chemistry looms large for this matchup tonight. You don't believe me? Believe the trends, my friends. Northern Colorado is now 10-5 ATS, their last 15 neutral site games. Oh, but wait. This is Hawaii's home court. Oh, doggone it. I didn't. Yes, I did. Are you kidding me? Northern Colorado, 40-18-1 ATS last 59 road games, 21-5 ATS last 26 as a road favorite, and 18-6 ATS last 24 Thursday games. Hawaii, 1-4 ATS last 5 following a straight-up win, 0-4 ATS last 4 home games, 1-4 ATS last 5 as a dog, and combine those two previous ones for 1-4-1 ATS last 6 as a home pooch. Give me all of the Northern Colorado Bears to keep rolling, baby, and doing what we refer to in the business as being a wagon. Give me all of the Bears -1.5.
I love it, my man. I locked it in as you were laying it down. I mean, the real question is, are we staying up until 1 a.m. in the morning, our
Fuck
time?
yeah.
Of course, on a Thursday night. You
Fuck yeah, I
forgot
am.
to mention your famous N-word. Well, yours and John Rothstein's, I guess.
Nitroglycerin pills.
Because the 11 p.m. sweat is not for the weak, my friends.
No, it is not. It causes some serious palpitations. You'll be in a seat like this. I'm telling you, be in a seat like this. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, my gosh. What the hell's going on? They just knocked down 4 threes in a row. Northern Colorado coming back. I'm telling you, my friends, it is absolutely bananas. It is electric. I cannot wait to see it. So there you go. There you have it. My 3 best bets of the day. Now, partner, you are just a little frozen on the video side of things. So just going to let you know that, my friend. Can you hear me? Okay,
I can hear you fine.
Can
Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I can hear you just fine. No problem at all. I think it's just
on my screen.
yeah, I think it's just the old internet
Bad
there
weather.
in bad weather and internet in the old Chicagoland area. Hey, no big deal.
sure.
Tis what it is. We'll keep it moving, keep it grooving. With the third segment of the day, my friends, the special play of the day, the Twofer Tuddie Thursday Parlay. Now, my friends, we have added another T to this week's Twofer Tuddie Thursday Parlay. This week, it is officially the Twofer Titan Tuddie Thursday Parlay. That is right. We are going to both of the tight ends in tonight's matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. I guess I should have prefaced that with we're going to the NFL. That's the matchup, Thursday night game. We don't like a side. We like a few props, nothing major, but we love both tight ends to get in the end zone. Now, I locked it in this morning at 675. Quickly dropped down to 550 on DraftKings. You're getting a little bit more value on FanDuel, so be sure. Hey, he's back. There he is. You were frozen for a long time on that one.
What the hell?
I was even thinking too, dude. Just since I can recap and everything, I don't know, like maybe if even you pop out and pop back in, if it like would reset your connection at all. Actually, you're kind of clearing up now.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
I don't know.
It's like as you talk. Maybe we'll look at it after the show because it's like as you talk and as your camera. Like, wasn't there like a different camera setting that you had before?
I changed it to a lower setting and I haven't changed it off since. So this is what that still is. But it's weird because this is every other time up until this point, I can like kind of tell when I'm fucking up a little bit, but I look crystal clear on my side of things. So I'm wondering a little rainy here. And I got the plans to boost the old internet up here in the coming days. So,
hey, well, there you go. Either way, you're back alive in prime time. The Twofer Tuddie Tight end Tuddie Thursday Parlay is what I was explaining to the kind folks. Anything else you had?
Here.
Yeah. Anything else you needed to add on in addition of kind of the FanDuel, the DraftKings move from 675? It actually is plus 740 on FanDuel. It's probably dropped down a little bit there as well. Mark Andrews, Mike Gesicki, both getting in the end zone in my opinion. What say you, pal?
Yeah, I like this one a lot, partner. Both of these guys, I'll kind of blanket both of them as they're just getting consistent target shares all season long. Andrews 10 targets last week, Gesicki 8 targets last week. Gesicki's averaging right around 7-8. Same with Andrews. I don't like to use the D word when making a touchdown bet, but these guys are due, but these guys are kind of due. And Mike Gesicki the last few weeks has been playing really, really well. He's been the most consistent piece of this offense, if I do say so myself. And so as far as Andrews, assuming they're going to get in the red zone more than a handful of times, I really like him. And I guess my biggest hang up is that the Dolphins, we just need to get them some opportunities. But at home here on Thursday night, goofy stuff happens on Thursday night in Miami. And I think their offense might I'm not saying they're going to hang with the Ravens, but I think their offense might show up in the red zone a few times. And old Mike Gesicki's going to be catching a nice little fade in the end zone with a little toe tapper for the nice 6 and the nice casher on this bad boy.
I agree. Nobody I can really put my faith in outside of Gesicki, or Gesicki, however it's actually said,
right.
On the Miami Dolphins. I mean, you can look at Myles Gaskin, maybe Salvon Ahmed, maybe Jalen Waddle, maybe. Like, there's just
Gaskin
too many.
Would probably be my other guy.
Yeah.
But
There's too many maybes in the situation. And yeah, I think Gesicki and Mark Andrews are, you never like to say it, but do. I think that is perfectly fine analysis in this case. Both guys are due to get in the end zone. Prime time, big time players make big time plays in big time games. So give me all of Mark Andrews and Mike Gesicki parlayed up for the Twofer Tuddie Thursday Parlay at plus 550, plus 740, whatever the best odds are right now. Let's get that sumbitch to the pay window, huh? Oh, cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah, as I was drinking coffee. Yes, both these defenses are not good at defending tight ends. That was the only thing I failed to mention. Both these defenses don't defend tight ends well. So,
all right, my friends. Well, there you go. There you have it. Today's special play of the day. Well, let's not hesitate or delay. Hey, I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. Let's recap all of the TTL crew's best bets of the day. Rip out your sports books. Get out your pens and paper. Whatever you need to do, whatever you have at your disposal, rather, to take stock of the TTL crew's best bets of the day. Get that ready, because live for the first time on this gorgeous November 11th in the year 2021, the TTL crew's best bets of the day are now live on your screen. Live from the beautiful Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, are the TTL crew's best bets of the day. Please turn your attention directly above us, the left side of your screen, for RMags picks, or his pick, rather. One coming from him today. He is taking the Los Angeles Clippers minus 2.5 on the spread. He's comfortable with -3. Anything above -3, -4, be very careful. As for my picks, if you turn your attention to the opposite side of the screen, the right side of your screen, my 3 coming at you. 3 mid-major action plays that I think are incredibly valuable. I locked in the Air Force Eagles plus 9.5. It has since dropped to plus 7.5. Okay, to plus 6.5. UC Riverside plus 10. It's dropped down to plus 9.5 in some locations. And back on my Northern Colorado Bears, which if you watch this show throughout the college basketball season, you're going to see those boys on this screen more often than not. And all below that, the Twofer Tuddie tight end Tuddie Thursday Parlay. We are taking both tight ends to get in the end zone. One on the Miami Dolphins side, Mike Gesicki, and on the Baltimore Ravens side, Mark Andrews. Combine those together. Whatever book you use, maybe DK, you're getting plus 550. If you go on FanDuel, maybe you're getting plus 740, somewhere in between, who knows. But what I do know, my friends, is that you need to lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down, whatever you need to say. Just get today's TTL crew best bets of the day that are primed for ticket cash-in at whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book. Ooh. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. My friend, I know I say this a lot, but the broom is officially out of the closet for this one. It was a couple of tester days here, last 2 days. So much action, and if you got the bankroll to do it, you can do it, and you can kind of see where some things are going instead of just sitting back, because, hey, why leave the value there? If you think the value's there, you might as well play it, and it has cashed a few more times, more often than not for me. So I think we're in business here today, my friends. I think I got a 3-0 card coming at you. I think you got a 1-0. And I think we get the old Twofer Tuddie Thursday Parlay to the pay window. Can't wait.
I think so, too. I mean, it can't get much more perfect than that, dude.
No.
It can't.
No. In the legendary words of Bart Scott, can't wait.
Can't wait.
Without further ado,
Can't wait.
Let's keep this show steaming on down the tracks. You know how we semi-kick off the second half of the show. A little bit of fun, a little bit of nonsense with our honorable cubicle guests, the Moneyline Dice. It is time for the Moneyline Dice roll of the day. Here they are, my friends. You want your own set of Moneyline Dice? Well, we got a hookup for you. Go to moneylinedice.com. Or just head on over to this episode's description where you'll see the MoneylineDice.com website linked right down there with the TTL Crew's offer code to get you 10% off on your first order. Nothing off limits. You can put anything in your cart that you like. You get to said cart. You enter code TTL10, TTL10. Get you 10% off your first order at MoneylineDice.com. You can start rolling right alongside the crew and the spherical objects that be the Moneyline Dice. Now, after serving a 1-game suspension, you sons of guns, they have officially come back to the show, my friends. Again, a little bit of daily ASMR for you.
There you go.
Not too shabby, not too bad. They're glistening here in the studio light. They're live in prime time. So, my friends, what game are we taking? I'm so glad you asked, because we're going to an NBA matchup. We're going to the game between the Toronto Raptors, who burned us last night, damn it, going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. Correct me if I'm wrong on the line, partner, but last I looked, the 76ers were 2.5-point favorites on the spread, and the total was set at 210.
It is now at -3 and 210.5.
Okay, so looks like the movement is in favor of the 76ers to get the job done and in favor of a little bit of an overhitting. So we find out what we're going to do in prime time right now. First roll of the day. Are we taking the home team or are we taking the away team? I love how your face is frozen right now because it's looking like you are absolutely so deep in thought and questioning that it is the perfect picture that it could possibly be. So first roll of the day, home or away team. Home team 76ers, away team Raptors. We find out in 3, in 2, in 1. Away team, straight up.
Okay.
Away team, straight up. Okay, you're back live in prime time now. There we are. Next roll. Moneyline or ATS. The dice say the Raptors, I swear to you. What are they going to do? Moneyline ATS, we find out in 3, in 2, in 1. Moneyline. Away Moneyline,
okay.
Say the Moneyline dice. Wild card roll, my friends.
No funny business, dice.
Are the dice jacking around? Are they doubling down? Or are they skipping it all and going to the total? We all find out in a 3, in a 2, in a 1. ATS away. So they have doubled down.
Okay.
The dice have spoken. If you want to guaranteed take 2 tickets to the window tonight, no questions, no qualms, no queries. Fuck the bets, fuck the sharps, fuck the money, fuck the lines. The Moneyline Dice say right now, hammer in the Toronto Raptors for a full unit plus the 2.5 or plus 3 on the spread, and for a half a unit, little sprinkle, if you will, on the Toronto Raptors money line. Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, dice. You're on thin ice.
On thin ice, pals. On thin ice.
Thin ice.
You won't show up for a week. You be jacking around with some Raptor stuff because we got burned on that last night, and you better not be burning us again. But in the dice we trust.
In the dice we trust. In the dice we trust. Yes,
the
of
dice
course.
we trust. All right. Sleep well, sweet prince. See
Can't
you
say
on
the trust levels
side.
that are at an all-time high right now.
No, can't say I'm juiced by any stretch. No stretch of the term, word, form, or fashion at all. I'm not too excited about that one there, but that's all right. In the dice we trust.
In the dice we trust.
Okay. All that being said, my friends, there you go. The Moneyline Dice roll of the day. 42 minutes after the hour. We got about 20 minutes or so, a little longer. You know we always tell you to take the over, talk a little nonsense, talk some leans we're particularly looking at, thinking we might hammer in post-show. Wanted to discuss with you guys here today. You got any questions, drop them in the comments. Let us know. We'll definitely answer them while we get into the second half of the show here. But to kick things off, for a little bit of nonsense for the TTL crew, partner, anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 161 of the TTL Pod on this beautiful November 11th in the year 2021.
I do not have much today, partner. We'll keep things steaming down the tracks after a second. I need to give myself a tiny early pat on the back. Obviously, this certainly will not backfire on me in any case whatsoever. But my preseason MVP pick, Mr. Steph Curry, is lighting the damn world on fire.
Cooking.
I got him at plus 900. He is all the way down to plus 300.
Cooking.
And nobody else is really clamoring for that award. And he's doing it without Klay Thompson. They're 10-1. He is lighting the damn world on fire. It does not appear that it's going to stop. It might even what's the word I'm looking for? It might even ignite further. That's not what the word I was looking for, but they're only going to get better, man. And if I could do it again, double down on it, I would, because the man is a bad man right now. So certainly this will not backfire on me. Correct?
Certainly no, not at all. No. That you gloated around and stomped around on the betting gods. No, not at all. Not at all will that happen. No, absolutely. Hey, yeah, it's cooking right along, my friends. If you did not read RMags NBA Future, you missed out. Hell of a time to remind you about our blogs. Make sure you go to talkingtheline.com. Check out the Cruise blogs. You can see them on our homepage. Subscribe right to them from the homepage, or on the More tab, you'll see Colt's blog and RMags blog right there as well. Told you to subscribe so you can always get the early releases before we put them out on social media or whatever the case might be. We will never send you any spam, any nonsense, any bullshit. We don't like it ourselves. We ain't going to send it to you. So be sure to subscribe to our blogs. We got some good stuff. I think I got kind of something solidified is what I'm going to start doing here with college basketball, partner.
Okay.
Something kind of along the lines. Now, don't hold me to this. Don't quote me to this. I'm going to obviously adjust it a little bit here. But, and also, like, it's going to be a little rough, too, on nights like this, because this popped into my head, too, while I was thinking about it. Like, we got games tipping off at 11 o'clock Central tonight, whatever the case might be. So something along the lines of, how did dogs do? How did favorites do? Over-unders, all that stuff, specific games. Here's names to note. Here's guys you want to take stock of. If you see that they're out for a specific team, back the other team. Whatever the case might be, just like a full previous day wrap-up. Maybe a better fucking name than that, but something along those lines of just like, hey, let's all get on the same page. This is what happened. If we were on, I'll recap all of our bets too. Like, hey, here's the sides we were on. Here's why it didn't hit. Here's why it did hit. Paragraph, the whole deal. It'll just be something real quick, real easy. So I was thinking a little something like that coming up here soon on Colt's blog.
Sounds good to me. I like that idea.
Of that. Now we are completely blanked out. All right.
You got me now?
Yeah, it's all right. It looks like my connection's not the greatest either over here. I think I think we might be having issues across the board again. Just with maybe some of this old Comcast sons of bitches. All that being said, I think I'm just double checking. Yeah, okay, my Wi-Fi's I'm still connected, still tethered in. So I don't know what the hell. I think it's just the rain. It's everything. So we'll keep it moving, keep it grooving. As far as college basketball, a couple of leans that I had, my friends, that I'm going to look a little bit deeper into. You might see me at, oh, by the way, Air Force in South Dakota starts at fucking 1:30 Central Standard Time, 1:30 p.m. So yeah, it's if you wanna get it hammered in, you better get ready to rock and roll here pretty soon. So
well, now you're talking my language.
Yeah, that was another reason as to why I decided to dive into that game, because it was an early game, early slate kind of deal too. So. One that I did have my eye on, and they are playing another one of my darlings, the Providence Friars. I kind of was thinking about backing the Sacred Heart Pioneers plus 15.5. I just don't know that Providence needs to be favored by 15.5 this early on in the season. I haven't really taken a look too much at any money splits. You got your eyes on any of that over there, partner?
As far as the Sacred Heart game, it does not appear that it's popping up on this action app. I imagine that's a pretty low volume game right now.
Yeah, most definitely a low-volume game, and I think it's one of those opportunities where you can kind of back the dog with confidence. Actually, I think you might be having it's got about 1,000 bets on it, but yeah, no better money splits on that so far. It has dropped down from 15.5 last night. It's at 14.5 right now across most books. So the old Sacred Heart Pioneers might be another ad for me on the card that you might see.
I don't hate that. Providence only won by 7 as a 15-point favorite a couple days ago.
Yep. So a little bit of something to think about. So old SH plus 15.5 is going to get wrote down on the side here. Also, I kind of had my eye on, and kind of talk me off the ledge here, partner, if you will. George Washington going up against Maryland. The 19.5 seemed like too much to me. It's down to 18 now, and Maryland just cooked Quinnipiac. I think G-Wash is a little bit better than Quinnipiac, and I think they could get it done. I'm just concerned if this 19 down to 18 is just trying to set me up to take the 18-point dog.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. That is a lot of points, but Maryland might be a real kind of under the radar team out of the Big Ten. They might be pretty damn solid this year.
Yeah, they fucking rolled Quinnipiac. I mean, I had the under in the game, under 141, and they damn near took care of it themselves. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
So yeah, that was one. You kind of talked me off the ledge there because that's kind of what I was thinking. Let's see. Outside of that, there was nothing major. Kind of an updated team you always want to keep an eye on, or a team I keep an eye on, the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. They're a pretty good team to fade from time to time. You always think that, oh, wow, that line seems perfect that you would back that team, and they just can't cover a bet if you call them a blanket. I mean, they are absolutely terrible when it comes to covering the line. So that's another team. I know they played today against Washington. Don't know that I'm going to fade them at the 15.5, though.
They're getting some big money. Washington actually lost outright to NIU, Northern Illinois basketball, who is not known for any basketball prowess. They lost by 7 as a 19-point favorite over there.
Wow, so maybe maybe NAU does their early season nonsense where they
but they also lost by about 30 to
they suck.
Fellow Pac-12 team Arizona, who isn't supposed to be very good this year either. So
no, not at all. So mainly the only lean that I would really say that you might see me at is Sacred Heart plus 15.5. Or might even get down, take a little bit of a look at the old NAU Lumberjacks. But I like to fade them more often than back them. So, Sacred Heart. College football. Most of the time you guys know us, we'll have some college football plays. I think I'm going to end up hammering this in just because I think it's a setup. I think I'm going to take the Pitt Panthers minus 6.5, minus 7. I think minus 7 is perfect. Like, I'm not even worried about like them pushing out at 7. Like, oh, that's the key number. Just we're going to get to push. Like, that's not why we fucking bet. Like, we don't bet to push. Like, that's not why you play key numbers. But either here or there, no harm, no foul. I think it's just the perfect setup spot for UNC. Minus 2.5 they were last week, took care of business against Wake Forest, knocked off their 8-0 season, and now they come in to play Pitt, who has a much better defense, in my opinion, than Wake Forest. Wake Forest got exposed left, right, and center. And then also, I think, a much better offense than Wake Forest, and maybe even a lot more better than UNC. So I think that I'm going to lay the points. I think they take care of it by no less than 10, maybe even 2 tutties. I mean, if it even gets close, I think they start hammering down once again. I think it's just a setup line. I think the 6.5, 7 is trying to get everybody. Oh, UNC just beat Wake Forest. They just beat them, and they were 8-0. Oh my gosh, another 6.5 point dog. You have to take every one of the points. I don't think you do.
No, I don't think so. And, looking back through UNC's schedule, anytime they play even a slightly competent defense, they struggle. And Pitt's got a pretty damn solid, at least for the ACC standards, pretty solid defense. And like you mentioned, I think their offense is good enough to put up 50 points on them if it comes to that, honestly. I put their defense similar to, it was opening night game, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech absolutely dominated UNC on defense, and Pitt's got a better offense than Virginia Tech does. So I am with you. I am laying the 7, 6.5, or 7, wherever it is.
Okay, so that one's for sure that one's for sure getting double starred. Anything, I'm probably honestly going to stay away. I mean, no bet is better than a losing bet, my friend. Sometimes you don't need any juice. Anywhere you're carrying aside as far as Baltimore, Miami, and anywhere on that total?
No, sir, dude. I like our Twofer Tuddie. I was interested. They set so many of these props in a spot that's real tricky. I like the 2 tight ends props, kind of, but they set the numbers right about where their averages are. And even if they have a nice day, it's going to be tough to go over. I was interested in Rashad Bateman, but Sammy Watkins could be coming back. I don't know, man. And as far as the spread, in my mind, I find it hard to believe that this Dolphins team can hang with this Ravens team. But as I mentioned earlier, crazier things than this have happened on a Thursday or Monday, whatever primetime night in Miami, man. But at the same time, I have no interest in backing the Dolphins and then watching Lamar Jackson absolutely dominate him. I think I don't know if it was his first start for the Ravens or one of his early starts was one of his best games of his career against the Dolphins. So I'm staying out of this. The point total, the spread. I've gotten chapped on way too many primetime totals for me to be jumping into this one. So count me out on it, all of that nonsense.
Yeah, 47 makes me want to hammer in the over, and the minute that your boy goes to the over on a primetime game is the time it's actually going to go under, so I'm going to stay away from that. And then, I think Lamar pisses all over the Dolphins' defense all game long. But
the defense has been showing life.
But I think is the key word in that sentence, because they have been showing life, and I don't really care who's quarterback, Tua, Jacoby, whatever. I think it's a dumpster fire and a half down there in Miami, and I don't think you need to be putting your money on him. But then again, actually, this is a whole other rabbit hole. Hey, NFL, at NFL Commish, can we have like a good fucking game on a Thursday? Like, what? Actually, scheduling committee, like, who just woke up pissed off? Like, who pissed in your Cheerios that you needed to fuck up America's Thursdays for 18 weeks straight? Like, what?
Hey. Every single time we have said that, it turns out to be, maybe not every single time. I guess last week was still kind of a stinker, Colts Jets. But
the only reason why it was electric because you were sweating the fucking 10.5 off of
right. I'm saying that one that still kind of was a stinker. Every other time this season when we said, "Oh, this game's going to be terrible," and it ends up being pretty entertaining. So I don't know, man. The one thing I was looking at, FanDuel and DraftKings have boosts for the Ravens to win by I think 14 or more. Which indicates that maybe they probably won't do that, but that doesn't mean that they won't win by 10. So I still don't know what to deduct by that. I don't think the Ravens are going to dog walk them. I'm still torn. It could be they could win by 7. They could win by 10. I don't know.
They should, but everybody also on Get Up this morning did select the Ravens to win easy and outright. So for those of you who don't tune in to Get Up in the morning, hey, fins up, baby. Fins up is if it's going to stay with the network curse, as we have all known to come to know and love, if you will. That's how you say that.
Sure.
That thingy there. Not a metaphor. What the hell is that called? I don't know what the hell those things are called. I wasn't good at English. Don't ask me grammar shit. All that being said, pick the hell of a career path for not being all too good at grammar, huh? Goodness fucking gracious. All right, well, all that being said, a couple other leans I had here, friends. I did have the Clippers money line on my list there early in the day, so I just haven't tracked them yet. I did lock them in early on the money line. That movement to the 4, I wouldn't go over the 4 like me and Mags talked about. And then I also had my eye on the Pacers plus 8.5 and then over 219.5 in that game.
That's Jazz, right?
Yeah, that's with the Jazz. I just don't know which side of the coin that it's going to fall on either way. So I think I'm going to stay away.
Yeah, I don't like either team enough to back that big point spread. Too many points.
Nah, I don't either.
At least on this spot, I don't like either team enough.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm going to take a quick look here at the old Air Force and South DAC. Yeah, it has dropped down to the that's not the game that I clicked on at all whatsoever. That was
shout out giving us a 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time game.
Bro, that's what I do. It's what I do.
Oh, thank you to you. I'm saying thank you to the schedule makers, but also thank you for giving us a play on that.
Hey, I could have just left us off. I mean, I was like, there's no way Mag's gonna have a play on Air Force and South DAC, and I was like, 1:30. I got to bring it to the show. 100 bands. So there you go. It is the sharp side. I mean, it's getting 65% of bets, but that doesn't scare me. If it was like 99% of bets,
talking Air Force stuff.
Yeah, 65% of bets, 84% of money. So it basically just goes to show that the books knew they fucked up. Like they knew and they had to drop it down 2 points. So I'd say get it smashed in pretty quick, but don't go much farther over that 7 or under that 7.5 rather. It looks like it's ticking back up to 8 on some books. So just be sure to do your line shopping, or that might just be holding steady. So yeah, it looks like it's pretty firm at 7.5. So can't wait till 1:30, get to see that action going on, and got a little also shout out PJ Walsh, the Action Network. Nice little sharp action on this game as well. The under 135.5 also seems to be a little bit valuable, but I don't know how I'm feeling about totals. I thought I had my eye on the totals. I'm gonna have to take a little bit more look, do a little bit more deducting before I get crazy.
Service Academy unders in basketball? Question mark.
That is, you know what?
I don't know what the trends are for that, honestly.
I don't know what the trends are for that either, but I feel like there has to be a little something behind that. No, I mean, right now
One of them.
Right now the under, it's just not generating, and I think all the values at it's down to 130.5 now. It's only getting 14% actual money wagered on the game with like 20% of bets. So I don't know. I'm not too interested in that total, but I think there was some good value when it was like 135. Maybe it finishes like right at 131 or something like that. But
most definitely.
There you go. There you have it. Action coming up 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. That does it for my leans. Anything else you had your eye on, partner?
No, sir. Small NBA slate I liked a lot on yesterday's card, obviously, but yeah, these college basketball games, I like to feel out these. I'm not a big non-conference mid-major guy because I don't know. I like to
Love
see
it.
these teams at least a couple times. I know you are. I know you are, and you got the
Love it.
value. So
Love it. Love it. Love it.
I'm excited for some big matchups tomorrow and Saturday in college basketball. Some big primetime matchups.
See, dude, they're great. I call me fucking crazy. They just don't do it for me like the mid majors do.
Oh,
Like I love it. I love it. I love it. I love Villanova, UCLA, Uzang, just Gillespie tomorrow night. Let's fucking go. But
I think it's Gonzaga, Texas on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
it sure is. And Chris Beard said some shit that made me really concerned about it. Saying that either way we win this game, regardless of the score or outcome. Like, Beard, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You came into this program to absolutely dominate teams. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like this is why you were brought to the program.
That's kind of what I was saying about Michigan, though, or Michigan State the other night. Some of those teams, some of these coaches are fine with their team getting their teeth kicked in on night one or the first couple of weeks, so they get some learning experience. And like you said, they're brought in to win games, but these non-conference games, at the end of the day, they don't hold too much weight as far as your full scope of resume, as long as you take care of business down the road.
Yeah, but you just gotta love fucking them shit cannon Shaka after only a few seasons
100%,
for like almost the exact
on Saturday.
almost like the exact same fucking mindset that Shaka had coming in, and they shit canned his ass
100%.
faster than you could say shit can. So goodness freaking gracious, we'll see what happens. I got high hopes for Chris Beard, especially coming from Tech. I mean, I've always been a big Chris Beard guy, so we'll see what happens. Definitely still down to hook them from time to time. So
yes, sir.
Lock in, stay tuned. Outside of that, nothing else as far as bets. Nothing else really looking there. Still priming up to whoop yo motherfucking ass in fantasy football.
You need a kicker, dude.
Yeah, I know I fucking do. I gotta do some work tonight, and I'm thinking about starting Bateman. I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm beside myself. I have no Jamar Chase this week. I'm fucking beside myself. You are the luckiest son of a bitch on the planet. Like I literally none. I looked back the last 5 weeks, I have played the top point scorer in our league. It's horse shit. All you guys who have these good records, you play teams that put up 80 fucking points and you think you're all good, and then you and your little goofy ass face over there running into your mic, you're going to get bounced in the first round of the fucking playoffs and act like you're all hard because you won a week 10 game against somebody who just can't fucking get any pieces put together. It's bullshit. It's bullshit is what it is.
Hey,
bullshit.
My resume speaks for itself.
Bullshit.
I don't feel like I need to defend myself. Not necessarily this year, but historically.
Right, yeah. Give me an effing break. Either way, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm trying to scramble. I'm trying to scrap and figure out what the hell. Like, it's a cakewalk for you. It's a cakewalk for you. It is, and you know it. You can look at the matchup. It's a cakewalk.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, fine.
I got a running back situation to feel out. I got to figure out. Chris Godwin's banged up. I might have to sit him.
You have Dearness Johnson.
Nick Chubb I just saw an update while we were on the show. Nick Chubb's not 100% out.
Yeah, he wasn't 100% out this morning, and what Stefanski said, it ain't looking good whatsoever. There was no 100% conclusion, but it ain't looking good at all. You're going to be just fine, my friend. I'm sure Melvin Gordon will have just another terrific fucking week and get in the end zone twice on fucking 2 stupid half-yard dives. You know,
I said it on this past Sunday. He's quickly getting to vulture status of
it's ridiculous.
Javonte Williams.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And you know what? If you don't think it is a cakewalk, I will screenshot the matchup and I'm going to put it on my Twitter, and we're going to have a poll to see if it is a cakewalk. Who would you take in this matchup? Who has the easier path to victory? 150%. The 100% of votes go to you.
Get yourself a kicker, because there's actually they actually set like a line on it, like betting line on it, technically based off like projections. Right now, you are plus like 13, I think.
Yeah, and I fucking was +5 with a fucking good kicker. It doesn't fucking matter, Mags.
All right, whatever.
Screw your projections. Screw your projections is what I think.
To put it on Twitter for a poll, instead of who's going to win, you could do you +5 or whatever, me -5, unless you just want to do the win. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to match up the whole thing. I'll get it pumped out. Don't you worry,
Whatever.
pal. You're just bummed because now you know I'm going to put it out in the public and everybody's going to say, oh, that's a fucking cakewalk. You ain't going to have no issues. And then everybody's going to say, everybody's going to put the good, oh, yeah, it's a cakewalk. It's no problem. Then you're going to get crushed by a million. So that's kind of my rationale. Reverse osmosis, if I do say so myself. Outside of that, Wise Words, episode number 10, last episode of season 1 dropped yesterday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Check it out on your favorite podcast directory or live here on our YouTube channel at the Wise Words podcast playlist. Absolutely had a blast doing the first season, met a ton of electric people in our industry, made a boatload of good connections. Season 2 is already looking like it's going to be just as hot, just as electric, just as insane, maybe even more than season 1. Cannot wait. Our other live stream Saturday mornings, Cup of Joe on campus. We got all college football, all college basketball to go through. Kind of teased a little guest to you guys yesterday. Looks like he'll be coming on the 27th. So maybe we try and do a little filling in with some guys here and there. You know, I'm getting really tired of this stupid fucking webcam bullshit in our comments. I am so, like, we need to get somebody to moderate that shit.
Or whatever.
I'm so fucking tired of that shit. All that being said, so yeah, Saturday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time till about 9:30, 10 o'clock, we'll run down all of the collegiate slates, football and basketball, and we'll go from there. Hey, don't be taking note of what the website is, pal. You don't need to be going to those. You don't need to be going to those websites. Don't be taking note of what the website is over there. So that all being said, catch us Saturday morning.
Not as bad as that one that we had, you and I sitting together.
Big wet butts and boobs is what they.
The like super racist, anti-Semitic comment. Oh goodness, dude,
blew me off. I don't even know. Like the fucking dude's name was like what, like Hitler 666 or some like that, nonsense. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? We need a moderator, boys. This is not good. This is not good at all.
What you want? This doesn't get a nice stimulated chat going on in the chat.
No, not at all, not at all. And that is not what we stand for here at the TTL Pod. It fucking came out of left field one day.
We disavow.
We disavow for sure. We've had a few weird situations. That old fucking Nichols situation. Remember that shit in the comments? Fucking right after all that nonsense happened. Oh my gosh. We've had some shit in the comments go on. So, hey, there you go. Another rabbit hole for you. Already told you about the blogs. Make sure you subscribe to them. Make sure you check out our link tree, talkingtheline.com, all of our social platforms, our additional content, everything in between. If you don't feel like searching around for that or going to this episode's description, just go to talkingtheline.com. You will see everything TTL related there, everything in between and more. Check it out if you're looking for more stuff from us. All that being said, nothing else that I got on my agenda here, partner, that I need to dish out to these kind folks. Anything else that you got to lay out? He's coming home. He's coming home. Superman's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming home. Superman's coming home. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Cam Newton has officially signed with the team that brought him into the NFL, the team he was an MVP of the NFL with. The Carolina Panthers are bringing in Cam Newton. He's coming home to be with the boys. I tweeted it this morning. Please let it happen, and it sure did. I've been really upset that Cam has not got picked up. He is a leader. He has an excellent mindset, and there is no better spot that I would love to see him go. Now, flip side of that coin, real shitty situation there for old PJ Walker now.
Oh, most definitely.
Real shitty situation for PJ Walker. Hey, XFL legend lives on, but it just seems that he is going to forever be banished in one way, shape, or form to the bench or to some type of 3 plays in a series out of an entire game that just makes him look bad. And now here comes Cam Newton, Superman with his cape spread wide to save the Carolina Panthers organization.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps getting backup jobs. He's going to make a lot of money, keep getting these backup jobs. He isn't doing enough to, get himself out of the league. So there's kind of a silver lining, right?
150%, dude. I am absolutely beside myself that, dude, that is absolutely
interested
insane.
To see the line movement on that.
That is absolutely insane, dude. Hold on, I gotta make sure we put this out from the old Twitter in case anybody ain't watching or missed the second here. He's coming home, boys. He's coming home. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is so dope, dude. Keep pounding. Hashtag peace and love. All right, let's wrap up today's show. That's huge news. That's huge news.
That is very big news.
Wow. All right.
It was like in my head, but I was like, that would be real weird, right? He's kind of just coming back to,
You would think.
you'd
You would
but
think,
hey.
but nope. That is the way the cookie crumbles, San Diego, in the legendary words of Ron Burgundy. I'm in a glass case of emotion. If you saw me tweet that out on Monday night, sons of bitches. All right. All that being said, partner, anything else from you, bub?
No, sir. Not a lot of breaking news. I was expecting
No.
some breaking news. Sounds like, according to him, Odell's going to wait till after Sunday to make his decision.
He ain't going to play another snap in 2021.
Yeah.
I'm still holding firm to it. He's bullshitting. He's bullshitting, dude. He's a jokester. But we'll see what happens. Who knows?
We'll see.
All that being said, one final segment we need to get to here, my friends. One segment I always promise to bring you because we need a little bit of it going around on this here timeline, or maybe on the YouTubes, or wherever the heck you're ingesting us, maybe on the old podcast directories. We need a little bit more of some motivation, inspiration to go around. So without further ado, my friends, time for my motivation minutes of the day. Now, not super short, but super sweet, I will tell you, my friends, is how I'll preface this one. And what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, just briefly, quickly, is you being equipped for today. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is when we wake up in the morning, whether the first thing you do is hop in a shower or click on the coffee pot or make your bed or whatever the case might be, think about, even this morning, what conversations were you having in your head this morning as you were going about those? What arguments were you having in your head as you were going about those chores? What future events at the end of this day were you spinning around in your head to try and determine how the outcome will be, or how it's actually going to turn out, or how you're going to be in the situation? I can tell you it happens for me to time. I like to tell you guys I have the ability to really control my brain. It's something you got to work at, and it's you got to watch your brain, and that might be a totally foreign concept, and that's not really what I'm talking to you guys about today. What I wanted to talk to you about is getting out of that future thinking, out of that future thought, getting so lost and spun around in, oh my gosh, I have this coming up today. Am I going to be able to handle this? I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle this because I have A, B, and C, and now I got X, Y, and Z, and oh my gosh, you just tossed in element and O and P. How in the world am I going to be able to do this? I promise you, you're equipped for all of it. I promise you, if you just take a moment to look back at all the other times that your head's spinning so fast that it about pops off your body, that you've been just fine in those times too. You've been well equipped in those times. And sometimes well equipped is just enough. Sometimes you're still going to have pain. Sometimes it's still going to hurt. Most of the times it's still going to fucking suck. But I promise you, you are equipped for this day. And you are equipped for every single challenge that is going to come your way. So, a little thought. How do you get rid of these? How do you get out of that future thought, get out of that moment, or trying to control everything and just putting yourself in a bad spot to kick off the day? I've shared this before, and it's something that I've gotten back to here recently, and I call them morning pages. And all you need is literally a notebook, little office sheets, and a pen. And you carry that with you in the morning, and any thought that comes to your brain, good or bad, into the future, anything at all, you just write it down on that paper. You don't waste time on it. You don't let yourself stick in the future. You don't let yourself try and spin all the outcomes of your day. You just put it on paper. You let it stay there. You leave it. And you leave it. You do not keep it in your brain. You leave it on that page. And allow you to start staying in the present moment. Continue to be where you need to be. And that's right here, right now. And that's not in the future. I can promise you that, because you have no control over it anyway. So the faster that you just learn to get that stuff out, and yeah, sometimes it's nice to talk about it, get it out, but really, by having an argument or a discussion or spinning in your head, instead of just getting it out and leaving it and moving it, it's just putting you in a worse frame of mind, and you don't even realize it. Because then you're just dreading that situation as the day rolls on, and you're spinning even deeper rabbit holes as to how that situation is going to turn out. And I guarantee you that it is not going to turn out the way you have anticipated it. And one final thing I wanted to kind kind of put a cherry on top of this with is that it goes correlation, right, with your as equipped today as you need to be is you are not going to face anything today that you cannot handle. So stop fucking worrying about it. You are not going to face anything today that you cannot handle. It is not going to kill you, and it cannot take your birthday. It may suck. It may be uncomfortable. It may be painful. But the sooner you get comfortable being uncomfortable and looking at these situations as things that are there to help you and not to harm you, the faster that you start overcoming these obstacles. So my friends, remember that today, instead of worrying about what you're going to look like in a situation or how a situation's going to turn out, just rest easy in the confidence and faith that you're more than equipped for today. And believe me, even if you don't have certain faith, you may not fall on the religious side of things, that's okay, because my God's got your back. I promise. He does. Everything's handled. Everything's fine. You are more than equipped for today, my friends. Your future is handled. And just remember that nothing that you are going to face today will be something that you cannot handle. You are more than well equipped. And that does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
That's a good one, my man. I was a big fan of that one. That's just stuff to make you stronger on a daily basis.
100%, man. It's so easy to get lost in the sauce, lack of a better term, of just like, holy shit, I got this. No way I'm going to be able to handle this, or fuck, I got this money issue or this car issue, or, oh, how am I going to do it? And then it never turns out how you even cooked it up in your mind 99.99999% of the time.
Right, whether it's not as bad as you thought it was, or like you said, you are well equipped to handle the situation. One or two of those situations, or both of them together.
And maybe it does turn out worse than you thought it was going to turn out. So what? So what? It can't kill you. It can't take your birthday. And I bet you it was so hard because it's a little bit something underneath the surface that you need to dig for as to what you're actually supposed to be learning there. Who am I? Not no Shwarmy, not no genius. I just share a few things that I have applied to my life in my short 26 years. Holy shit. Whew. That have helped me survive this thing called life. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy them every single day. I'll keep putting them down because we need, as always, a little bit more motivation, inspiration in these timelines and on the social waves. So there you go. There you have it. My motivation minutes of the day. All right, one final time, partner. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Anything else you need to get out to the kind folks today?
No, sir. Once again, thought there was going to be some better NFL gossip to jabber on about, but that is not the case. So, no, I'm ready to get on with the day, dude. A little early afternoon college basketball sweat. I'll back you on it. If if it was later in the day, I probably would have left it be. No disrespect to your pick, but
that's okay.
I got to have some action.
That's okay. That is exactly why I had to take this pick, because the morning games with old Air Force or the early afternoon seem to be incredibly profitable, if you ask me. So all that being said, cooking it up, chefing it up, that's all we got. That's the show. Let's send you guys on about your way. The only way we know how. Send you about your way the only way we know how. There you go. There you have it. Tomorrow's show, all of week 10 NFL picks. Holy shit. We're into week 10, and all of tomorrow's best bets of the day. So we'll have two segments of RMags best bets, then RMags NFL, and then obviously with mine as well, my best bets, and then my NFL. So have that all on tomorrow's show. And then if you're looking for college football, this weekend Saturday slate, we'll be going through all of that, all of our best bets on Saturday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time for Cup of Joe on campus, as well as going through the entire college basketball slate for Saturday. So tune into that. If you want more best bets, connect with us. We just sit back. We really don't dish out our picks one by one. We just kind of talk some shit, go through lines. Why are these lines set like this? Why are we taking this? Why are we not? Whatever the case might be. And very shortly, we will be seeing some electric guests having the exact conversations with us.
I can't wait, dude. I can't wait for this Saturday.
I can't wait either, man. I am absolutely juiced. This is going to be a great weekend. 160 games, collegiate games on tap, not to mention everything else we got in the way. And then, let us not forget, we have Max Blessed Holloway gracing us with his presence in the 8-sided circle going up against Yair Rodriguez. So you better believe Colts, UFC parlay, picks, props, blog, everything in between is coming live on Friday night, Saturday morning. So enough from me. Go on and get on about your days. Ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide, for myself and Mags. Thank you so much for choosing to stop by the Talking the Line podcast today. From the both of us, thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate you allowing us to take a little bit of your time, your hard-earned energy each and every day, share a little bit of our insight, some laughs, some motivation, everything in between with you guys. We see you. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your following. Thank you guys so much. We hope you have a spectacular rest of your Thursday, unless you have any other plans. And last but certainly not least, let's cash some tickets. Was on the wrong screen. So one more time, let's cash some tickets. Have a spectacular day, my friends.